Alright, hi guys, and here we are for drill number 3 before I become to the lofty heights of my senior fiery Stockton life. We've just been through hazards and OH&S requirements and the safe working practices again, just to cut the video timing down. Alright, so the reason I chose to repeat this drill, Tappy, you concentrating?
Concentrating.
Appreciate it. Is because, you know, after reading your evaluation sheets the other day, and also obviously myself watching the video back, it became apparent that there was certainly some things that I could improve on. Alright, so that's I guess why I chose to do this again, so I can try and better myself. In particular, there was a few things which I was just going to touch on. The first one was that I didn't provide an opportunity for you guys to actually physically practice on the pump, which I 100% agree with. Unfortunately, my time management wasn't great, so Tappy got to go, but Phil and Gus, we did it after finished filming just briefly. So we'll make sure that we do that for you guys. So I appreciate the feedback you've given me to work on this. The second one was that I didn't explain the learning, how the learning achievement will be checked. So I'll make sure I do that today. And amongst others, it was that I could improve my understanding of the material. So I've gone back to the drawing board and I've done some research, and here we are. So I hope I can better myself and you guys get a little bit more out of it today. Alright, by the end of the drill, what we're trying to achieve here as a learning outcome is so that each of us are competent in operating a pre-operational check on the portable pump. Alright, so essentially that's really what we want to be able to achieve by the end of the session. So if you've got any questions or anything along the way, or there's things that I haven't touched on that you might know, please by all means, let's help each other out. I will monitor your understanding and check that by basically watching you practice, and we'll each have a go at demonstrating how to perform the pre-operational check. I'll be asking questions, as we go along to check your understanding, and also, trying to perform or give individual feedback where I can. Cam, you happy?
Happy.
Alright, great.
I'm ready.
Alright, so, as I said, ask questions at the end. We'll have a bit of a conclusion debrief, emergency debrief, and then we'll sum it all up. But to start, I just want to give you a quick demo again. So we'll recap our steps from last week at the drill. Gloves was one thing that last week I put in, but I did forget to practice what I preached. So if we can all just put our gloves on when we get started. Alright, so first of all, where do we locate the pump?
On level ground.
Yep.
Presumably as near our water source as practical.
Perfect.
Open area.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome. For the ventilation. Yep. And they say it's impossible, it always isn't the case, but in a well-drained area as well. Alright, so first things first, what do we check?
Oil level.
Oil? We'll go. Perfect, we've got to check fuel. Alright, so Taffy, can you come on over? Alright, so fuel, point to it. Alright, yeah, how do we know whether it's a 4-stroke or a 2-stroke fuel?
We've got an oil reservoir for our 4-stroke. Which is
Alright, so unleaded, what's the unleaded? E10? No E10. Premium. Alright, so fuel. Second thing, Phil, you said?
the oil reservoir.
Oil. Okay, how do we check the oil?
With our dipstick.
Yep. Which is on that side where you're pointing? Yep. Alright, so obviously we take that out. Alright. There is an oil cap on this side too, so we're on level ground. If you take that out, they just say that we do need to, when you check the oil level, alright, don't screw the dipstick back on. Alright, so obviously it's completely full in this case, but as such, don't screw the dipstick back in to check that. Alright, but in this case we can see that it's visibly full because it's coming out. Alright, next one, air filter. So we did go through that just briefly before, alright, just so that we could cut down on the timing. So, alright, we do go through and check to make sure that that's in working order as well and clean, alright, because that affects obviously the motor as it runs. Alright, next thing, prime. How do we do that? Alright, Tappy, can you start doing that for us? Phil, if you just don't mind grabbing clean water.
Yep. Ooh, it's about half as much as last time.
Very accurate.
Alright, Now, it is an open relay pumping system, which means, you know, it's water cooled, the pump. Alright, so that means, well, obviously, that we can't run it dry. Now, can we run it off the hydrant?
No,
No, why not?
because
Excellent. Okay, that's pressurised. So what about, can you also run it, if we needed to, say if it was too many lengths, could you run it from one pump to another, from an outlet to another?
could you do it off a static water supply, like a household water tank?
Yep, good question. So obviously if you have a look here,
I'll just grab this.
hence the reason why I mentioned last week, alright, that you can take the strainer off and connect that to a static water supply.
Oh,
It's a really useful bit of kit. Alright, so
I'd
obviously,
use that dirty water.
perfect. Just here, Phil, there's
Oh, fantastic, of course. Thanks, mate.
alright, we'll go ahead, Tappy, so if you want to just grab us. Alright, we'll connect our suction hose. What do we need to know about that? Suction hose.
He's fully submerged.
Yep, perfect, fully submerged. Do you have to have the strainer on it? Yes. Yeah, why?
To stop debris getting into the pump?
Yeah, perfect. So it doesn't matter so much in this kit, alright, but if you're operating in something like a river or a creek that's quite sandy or dirty, alright, you make sure that you put your float on also to try and keep it up off the floor of the water. Thanks, Phil. Okay, Cam, if you don't mind just doing that up. Alright, perfect. Thanks, guys. So from here, alright, we go fuel on. We want to put it on a third of the throttle just to start. Alright, from here we switch her on. Alright, we will open up the outlet, thanks Cam, so if you want to just grab that branch, just because we're going to be starting it a few times and throwing out a bit of water. Alright, and from here, we're pretty much well ready to go. Alright, so grab a hold. Alright, from here, just pull it till you get to that point of compression, and then just one swift pull. Slowly turn your choke off. Throttle up from there. Alright, and turn her off from that point. Alright, happy with that? So I'll get you all just to have a go now at that, if you could. I'll try and give you some feedback, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I'll just turn and have this as it was. Alright, who's first? Cam, okay, where you go, mate?
Make sure it's turned on this time.
So obviously disregard the choke, knowing that we've just started it. So where's the throttle got to be?
One fraction, third,
Yep, perfect.
and pull it away.
Okay, that's great, mate. You happy with that?
She worked.
Yeah, perfect. Alright, excellent job. I see you took your time, went through it really well. Yeah, it's exactly as we'd want, mate. So if only one nitpicky thing is just, you know, when you're starting the board and such, just try and get it to that point of compression first,
Oh, yeah, cool.
and then pull from there as opposed to just reefing from the start. Mate, great job. Excellent. Alright, Phil,
Give it a go.
coming over. We'll just turn it
Won't need the choke because we've already done that. Just the top grey one, start the fuel, turn on, and our throttle about a third
To go.
and well, just keep the hand away from.
Yeah, so obviously that is the muffler, so that gets pretty hot. So yeah, perfect.
So we'll start it over
Yeah, so
here.
just
not
keep it
there.
over there. Yep.
Okay. On the thingy.
Excellent. Thanks, Phil. That's great. So just shut her off. All right, Gus, if you want to come over and have a go as well. That was great, Phil. Just obviously, just beware as you did, because you know it does get pretty hot, the muffler. So yeah, but you soon found that out. So no, otherwise, fantastic job. Obviously, we know this has been primed, so. Excellent, great job, mate. That's perfect. Yep, really good job. So I sometimes do it too as well. So just one thing to be wary of is also when we're talking about the muffler, we're in an open environment. If we are standing pretty close here, just remember the exhaust is here. So try and just steer away from it. Really good job. Happy with that? Any questions?
Yeah, I've got one for you. Something about oil sensors if you're on uneven ground.
Yep.
It will actually stop it from working, is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's got what is called an oil alert system. So basically what happens there is that if you're trying to run it on uneven ground, or the oil gets to a point so low that basically thinks that it's not should operate, then it'll just cut out all of that. Yeah, so it's a good safety to have. So if it's not starting, that may be one of the reasons as to why, or if it stops. Yeah, so any others?
How many delivery links can we have on the end of the day?
Alright, yeah, good question. So you can have three lengths on the delivery end.
What about coming in?
Coming in, I don't exactly know how many you can put together. So obviously, good question, I can look it up, but the height from your suction point can be no higher than 7 metres. So whether that means obviously you can put 3 lengths together to get to that point, obviously, because you're not going to get it through a 3 metre length. So I would suggest, yeah, you can use multiple lengths as long as your height isn't above 7 metres. Alright? Yep. Okay, so hopefully, like, is everyone pretty confident now to go and perform a pre-operational check? Yeah. So
one other question, Slatts.
Yeah.
I noticed you got 3 outlets at the top there. How many of those can you
Yeah, good question. That's an excellent question.
at once?
So we've got two 25s and a 38, all right, and you can only use the two 25s at one time or the 38 at one time as well. All right, so we can go up to about 750 kPa. This will go to. All right, but obviously to be able to do that, you can only operate one 38 or two 25s. Yeah, so no, good question, Phil.
Thank you.
Yep. So, and obviously the more you're trying to operate, the less pressure you're going to get. So yeah. So I'll just quickly touch on and see if there's anything else that we should have gone through here. You know, everyone did, you know, a really good job, you know, there, and try and utilise it. It's a really great piece of kit.
30 seconds.
Whether it be, you know, like at a bushfire for property protection, salvage, any of those applications, using it for a creek, for, you know, which we use it for that grass fire, you know, a little while back. So it's a really good bit of kit, and now that you're confident with it, hopefully you will sort of use it a little bit more. So
10.
I think that's pretty much well it. Yeah, everyone happy?
Yep.
Indeed.
Good chat.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Good job. Well done, Slatts.